Hello and welcome to another one of our bread making videos. In today's video we're going to be making a 1.5 pound granary loaf. That's the recipe there, and we're going to be using the Morphy fast bake. We've done a number of videos on this bread maker. You can make all sorts of stuff on this. We thought we'd do one on the granary loaf today just to show you how easy it is to make, and the second part of this video will basically be the result. So obviously, as you can see, we've got everything prepared, and you will need a few ingredients for this.
So you will need 240 ml of water, and it should be tepid water because then it makes the gets the yeast to work quicker. So I put 200 in. And then I'm just going to put another 40 in, okay?
So that goes. In case you're not familiar with this bread maker, this is obviously the thing container. That just goes straight in. It's all watertight, and this little mixing paddle at the bottom. Obviously, make sure that's in first and properly, because that'll be a nightmare to put that in with ingredients.
So water goes in. Then you need 2 tablespoons of milk powder. And with my bread maker, they actually supply a teaspoon measurer, which they suggest you actually use and not actually use conventional spoons. So, milk powder, whatever milk powder you get, 2 tablespoons. Yeah. Make sure they're levelled off. Yeah.
It's really important with this to get the ingredients all the right amounts, otherwise it won't turn out right.
2 tablespoons. Just level it off, yeah.
I can't remember where we got this milk powder from.
Oh, in the supermarket anywhere, or online, whatever. Sunflower oil, 2 tablespoons, so any sunflower oil, okay. Again, 2 tablespoons, using the measure that's provided for this bread maker, okay. 1, so I went over a little bit with that measure, so I'm just going to go slightly under the next one. Yeah, there we are. 2 tablespoons.
That's what we've got at the moment.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like much, but it soon will do.
Then you need 2.5 tablespoons of soft brown sugar. Okay, soft brown sugar, yeah.
And this is all stuff you can pick up at your local shop. For example, like a Co-op,
What I do is
or Tesco's. This is a Tesco's light brown soft sugar. All this Allinson's yeast and stuff you can pick up from there. You don't need a lot of that, so it will last you forever, within reason.
So what did I say? 2.5 tablespoons. Okay, so I've just actually cleaned the measure because it had oil in it before.
Yeah.
Just makes it a bit easier. Make sure that you level off your tablespoons again, yeah, and you just drop that in. That's 2, and then I put another half in. And on this measure I've got actually a mark on it where the half is, so I can tell.
It looks like a vertical mark.
Vertical line it is.
And you do get that included in the fast break bread maker.
Sometimes it's quite hard to see, so you just have to sometimes use your own judgment a little bit with this. Right.
Okay.
Goes in.
There we go.
So that's your sugar.
So that's your sugar in. What else is the next?
So water, skim milk, sugar. Then the next thing you need is salt, 1¼ teaspoons. Okay. Just bog standard table salt. Okay.
So we've got some Co-op table salt here. So you can buy this from any other supermarket or shop.
So it's 1½ teaspoons. Sorry, I might have said tablespoon, but I meant teaspoon.
Okay.
So 1½. Okay.
I will focus in on the ingredients. I'll do it now, so you can pause the video. There we go. And I'll probably do it at the end as well.
So 1.5. So I've got a line on my teaspoon measure as well, so I can tell exactly. Make sure I'm putting exactly in what I should be. So that's the salt gone in, yeah? So the next thing you need in is your bread flour, granary malted brown bread flour, which is this one here. And I actually bought it online somewhere in a big bag, because we do quite a lot of bread making in this house.
Yeah.
So you need to be really accurate with your flour as well. So I've got some digital scales.
You can get them from Amazon, in
Get
case anyone was
them from
wondering.
anywhere, they're quite
They're
cheap.
actually really nice.
So you need 450 grams, okay? So I've got my gram calculator up. I can change this to ounces if I need, but I'm doing it in grams. So you literally just spoon it in. Okay.
How many grams do we need of that?
It's 450.
Okay, 450. So
And you have to be exact. So when you're making bread, ideally you need digital scales. I've got some of the old-fashioned scales with weights, but actually they're not accurate enough, so that's why I've got these as well. Alright. 450.
Wow, that was lucky.
You don't sieve your flour, doesn't recommend it. You literally just put it into your bread loaf container, okay, as so. Alright,
Okay, so there we go, there's the flour.
And the last ingredient you need is fast acting yeast, 1 1/4 teaspoons.
So that's the Alison yeast.
Which is this one. It's ideal in a container like this. It's easy to get out and it's easy to store. I have had it in packets as well, but actually it's easier in a container like this to store and use.
I mean, as I said earlier, you only need a little bit of that
There you
anyway.
are. Okay.
You just need such a
So
small
you
amount.
need 1 1/4 teaspoons. All right. So you have to be very accurate with this as well.
1
All
1/4.
right.
Wow.
1 1/4. I've got a little. So that's one.
Okay.
You put it on the top and make sure it doesn't touch any of the wet ingredients, otherwise it will start working straight away. Okay. And I've also got a teaspoon measure that was provided by my bread maker as well. Okay. So I've got 1/4 teaspoon there, which is the other amount I need. All right.
So they literally provide you with both measuring,
And that goes
so
in
this
as well.
you can get it exact. So that's where we are at
Okay.
the moment.
And this recipe does say that you can use a vitamin C tablet, but it's optional. And the idea of that it improves the rise of the bread, but I can honestly say that doesn't make any difference at all. Okay, so this bread maker, the program for this granary loaf is program 3.
Okay.
So I take it across to the bread maker, pop it in. Okay, shut it, turn it on to the mains. Okay, and I want program 3. Okay,
Program
so
3.
go to
Okay.
menu, key in 3. And then I have to go to loaf size, so I'll use the smaller setting. Okay, so loaf size, that's a bigger size, that's the smaller size. Then I go to what crust you want, whether you want light, medium or dark. It depends what I'm cooking, but for this I'll use medium. You go across and you can see where the arrow is. Okay. And then all you do next is start.
So
That's basically it.
just mixes it basically,
Does the whole thing.
and you just leave it to do it. And then so the second part of this video will be the end result. So we're just basically showing you how easy it is to make a granary loaf with Morphy fast bake bread maker, and I'll just focus on the ingredients again for you, just so you can pause it if you want to.
You could actually probably use that recipe if you were making bread by hand. The ingredients would be the same. Okay, you can do it by hand.
Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back to the granary loaf that we made earlier. Obviously we finished making it in the bread maker. Took 2.5 hours in total to make it. This is the end result. And this was what was this, a 1.5 pound loaf, this one?
Yeah, I think it, yeah.
So this obviously was all the ingredients we used. It's fairly big.
Yeah, 1.5 pounds.
So that's what you get for 1.5 pounds.
Yeah, turn it round.
You can make a bigger one, once double the size.
Yeah.
If you want, but that's the end result. So if you're looking at making a granary loaf with the Morphy fast bake bread maker, then that's the results. Thanks for watching. One more thing to mention before we go: you do need to grease the tin that you put in the bread maker. The washing it at the moment, the tin, you need to grease that before you use it, and that's about it really.